A mom and her son Lucas were out buying at a massive brand shop one Saturday afternoon. Lucas trailed beside his mom while playing a recreation on his small silver-turned smartphone, absolutely absorbed within the bright little screen. Not a ways away, some other mom and her older son strolled down the equal aisle. The older boy, perhaps 12 or 13, clutched a shiny new phone. Whilst he spotted Lucas tapping away on his turned telephone, he frowned and tugged at his mother's sleeve. "Mother, what sort of telephone is that kid the use of?" he whispered, pointing in the direction of Lucas. "That's an antique flip telephone, honey. Humans used them," returned in the early 1990s through the early 2000s. Earlier than smartphones became famous. The older boy blinked in marvel, and then set free a noisy snort. "Who nonetheless uses something like that?" He shook his head and smirked. Whilst his mother studied a shelf of cereal boxes, the boy slipped away. Curiosity and mischief lights up his eyes. "Observe mine, its manner better than yours." He held up his glowing telephone for emphasis, then flicked his wrist and knocked Lucas's turned telephone to the floor. "Ha ha, loser," he shouted earlier than sprinting back to his mum. Lucas's mum gasped, her face tightening with anger as she stooped to pick up the fallen telephone. The older boy's mum whirled round, startled, simply in time to see her son looking to appearance harmless. She strode over, snatched the cell phone from his hand, and stated sternly, "Did you forget what I've usually taught you about admire and humility? Do you want me to throw your telephone to the floor, the manner you just did to that boy?" At that second, Lucas's mother reached them, preserving the scuffed turned smartphone. "Your son just broke my toddler's cell phone," she said, her voice tight with frustration. The older boy's mother didn't hesitate. She opened her handbag, pulled out 3 crisp $100 payments, and handed them to Lucas's mother. "I'm so sorry for what my son did," she stated firmly. The older boy's mouth dropped open. His mom looked him squarely in the attention. "And also, you beaten that boy's emotions and the most effective telephone he owned." The realization of how badly he'd behaved sank in, and he subsequently muttered an apology to Lucas. At some stage in recess, the older boy approached Lucas with something in his hand. To Lucas's marvel, it changed into a small black turned telephone. Lucas tilted his head. The older boy gave a small, sheepish smile. Lucas studied him for a second, then smiled again. From that day on, the older boy dealt with Lucas and everybody else with loads more kindness.